This is no. You're looking for this. I got your request. I
That is so cool. Is that made of silicone or is it resin?
It's hard thing.
Okay, I couldn't tell. I didn't know if it was going to be a full sized like. So I've seen both. That's really cool.
It's this size.
Yeah.
And then.
Oh wait, you should show it when Ray gets back. He loves.
Now I have to do the unveiling again.
Sackhead.
We're not live yet.
We're only live on YouTube, so if anybody's watching on YouTube, hello, fuckers.
Out of YouTube. I didn't know that we were live on YouTube already.
Yeah.
Is this too dark? You guys are all in light, and I'm not.
If you have a light, you can put on an angle it differently. It might help, unless you want to be like the shadowy, mysterious, like the Man in the Mask or something like that.
I can get a grip in here to.
All right, so we got the Strangers Prey at Night trailer playing right now, and I'll let you. Yeah, we're gonna go around, introduce ourselves. I'll introduce you, Damien, and then I'll introduce everyone first, and then and then we have special guest actor tonight, Damien Maffei from Strangers Prey at Night, and I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday. Who were you in Strangers Prey at Night?
I was the Man in the Mask.
Okay. The Man in the Mask. Sweet.
The main man.
Oh, and he's back. He's the man behind the mask.
Actually, a question I was going to ask was did they?
And he's out of control.
I can't remember what the hell I was going to say. I'm surprised that song wasn't in there. That would have been really.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Helena was just choking. So
okay.
I just ran in there. She was her and Reynolds were talking and she started laughing and choking on her candy bar.
Oh crap.
She's okay. I'm gonna take care of her. I think I messed my toe up even more because I hit the door on the way out the door. So yeah, I'll just start the show. I'll be in when I can, okay?
Okay.
All right.
So right now we have the I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday trailer playing.
Ooh, that hot garbage.
That is hot garbage.
I'd say lukewarm at best.
Are we spoiling what happens to the father in your movie?
No, that's totally cool. I don't care about spoilers.
I mean, didn't you see Strangers? He went off to go kill people.
That's right. That's right. Yes, he did. And then the apocalypse happened.
Actually, no, it already happened. He just lied. He just lied about it to his family so he could go off and be fucking nutcase.
And the third trailer I'm playing is Leprechaun in the Hood because I didn't bother changing it.
Back to the Hood?
Nope, just Leprechaun in the Hood. I wish it was Leprechaun Back to the Hood, but
Definitely the weaker of the two, I have to say. Production value is not quite as high as.
I fucking hate that. I hate Leprechaun. Which one did I hate? I love the one where they're in space. Where
Leprechaun in space is amazing.
That is amazing. Who was in that? It was like Angela Bassett. Or no. I'm thinking Critters 4.
Yeah. I can't remember who's in Critters or in Leprechaun in Space, but I'll tell you this: a shocking factoid I learned when I was watching it with my tattoo artist. He asked me this, so I looked it up. Do you know what the budget for that movie was?
What was it?
About $3.5 million.
Get out of here!
I'm not shitting you. I mean, there's like looking at it just objectively, there is a lot of stuff going on in that movie, but like, who thought? You know what? Let's throw $4 million at a Leprechaun sequel set in space.
That's amazing.
And there are actual like indie filmmakers that can't get $10,000 to make a movie if they've got a $4 million Leprechaun in space. I mean, worth every penny for sure. But
All right, so I have the message for playing. I feel like I just stopped the Leprechaun in the Hood trailer prematurely.
It's purple blue. So are we. Porcelain.
Ted 3, whatever.
Ted 3, really?
They're looking like they're gonna do it.
Oh yeah.
Jared?
Bill and Ted 3.
Oh, Bill and Ted 3. Oh, Jesus. I thought you said Ted 3.
Oh, well, that's probably going to happen too. Everybody can't get enough of that stone teddy bear.
Yeah.
All right, so we had the THS intro play. Yeah, Damien, we're just gonna have fun tonight. You know, you can talk about whatever you want. It doesn't necessarily have to be the movies that you're in. We will cover that as well. But we generally get off topic a lot and talk about other horror movies, stuff like that. It's a good time. And you know, everyone's been showing their nipples lately, so it's been weird.
You gotta pay extra for that.
Damn it, I got gypped.
There we go. Intro is playing now.
Hot Pocket?
Huh? Yeah.
Dead Pocket.
Okay.
Still too fucking hot.
That's why they call them Hot Pockets.
I'm gonna be
They're
live.
cold pockets.
Here we go. We're starting in 5, 4, 3, 2,
5.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of THS Lives here tonight. My name is Brian Enright. You can follow me here on Facebook at Brian Enright, or if you go to Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at The Horror Jew. Yep. Took me a whole day to think of that name. Up next, we have Jared Letourneau. Jared, good evening.
Good evening. And to all you boils and ghouls at home, you guys can follow me on Facebook at Jared Letourneau. I'm not going to bother spelling it because my banner's not working, but you guys can also follow me on the Twatverse at zombie_survivor. Back to you, Brian.
Thank you very much, Jared. Up next, we have Morgan. Morgan, good evening.
Hi, I don't know why I'm laughing. Haven't been on here in a while, but anyway, yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Morgan_Jewel_S.
All right, thank you very much, Morgan. Up next, we have the award winner himself, Mike Lombardo, for his movie I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday, and now our regular host on THS Lives. Good evening, Mike.
Howdy, folks. You can follow me at www.realsplatter.com and facebook.com/realsplatter. I also run a webcam show occasionally on RedTube, but I'm not going to put the link out there right now.
No.
Nice.
Send that link to me privately.
Yes. After the show, please.
Yes. Papa's got to get his wank on. Up next, we have the president and Fuhrer of the Horror Syndicate, Razor. Ray, good evening.
Hi, everyone. It's Ray. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm going to be as awkward as possible today. My daughter was just choking on chocolate, so forgive me. It's Razor_33. That's all. Go ahead.
All right, thank you very much, Ray.
Awkward as possible today.
All right, and of course, we have our special guest of the evening. You saw him in Strangers Prey at Night as the man behind the mask. He was the man with the mask. And he is also the starring role as the father in I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday, directed by our very own Mike Lombardo. Please give a warm welcome to Damien Maffei. Damien, good evening.
Good evening. How are you? Hello. Hi. Hello. Am I supposed to say where to find me? I mean,
Yep. Go for it.
If that's your thing, if it tickles your fancy.
Tickles my fancy.
Yeah, it doesn't tickle my fancy, but yeah, you can find me on the Twitter or the Instagram. It's all Damien Maffei, and that's DAMIANMAFFEI. And I'm still on Facebook, even though they sold all my data.
That's how you got the role in The Strangers, isn't it? They were mining through the data and found you.
This is correct. This is correct. What's up?
Woohoo!
All right. Well, thank you very much, guys, for joining us. So we have a great episode lined up for you. Of course, it's always a great episode here at the Horror Syndicate. We're going to talk about The Strangers Pray at Night. I myself have not seen it. Neither has Jared. I think Morgan's seen it. I know Morgan is really excited to talk about her favorite moments in Strangers Pray at Night. And of course, we all saw you in I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday. You were terrific.
You don't have to say
role. Oh yeah, I am going to
say.
You
don't have to say that just because Mike and I are here.
Brian.
Well, Mike's paying me by the hour.
Well, that makes one of us.
Brian, Damien played the dad, not the one in the pink with the wig. That was Hope.
Well, wig or not, you definitely made me dream of a White Doomsday.
Great, thank you.
So, thank you very much. So let's talk about it. A Strangers Pray at Night. How'd you land that gig?
One of the producers recommended me for it. He thinks I'm a good actor, but he knows I like the horror genre. When they were casting the parts of the Strangers, he said, "I know this guy. He's big. He's like the right size. He's a good actor. I think he'll totally dig doing this." So he pushed for me, and then he called me up and told me about it, and eventually I said, "Sure, yeah, I'll do it." And that was it, pretty much. The feel-good story of the year, really.
No, this producer, if you don't mind me name dropping it, he was involved in a movie called Bone Tomahawk, was he not?
He was.
That's a good flick.
Cheap Thrills, Starry Eyes, All Cheerleaders Die, if anyone actually likes that one. Bone Tomahawk. And then Strangers and other non-movies. But yeah. So he's doing good stuff.
So awesome. Brian, if you don't mind, I'm going to hop on real quick. So Damien, can you just give us a little bit of tell us what it was like being the man in the mask? Like, what was it like?
I just want to let you know, I won't say anything unless prompted. Like, that's my thing. Like I don't have any lines to read here or anything. That's why I had the bag on my head and I wasn't allowed to talk. So I'm not good with that stuff. So you have to ask me questions or I'll just sit here like this. So go ahead.
All right. Damien, can you please host the rest of the show for us tonight? Yes. We'll all just stay quiet.
I think that's an excellent idea. Eventually, I will just talk about the hours I spent playing Friday the 13th, the game. Or just actually start playing it because I'm sitting here anyway.
Have any of the kids you were saying, Mike? Game? Did any of them know they're playing with the man in the mask? If you is that like your username or something?
No, I thought about it. But it's like if they don't like it, they're just gonna keep making fun of me. So one guy knew. One guy knew, and then he just kept messaging me. So he's dead now. I think my name is Friendly Sackhead on there.
Yeah, that's a similar name that I used to have in high school. But
my name in high school. Yeah. You had a question, Mike? What was it?
Oh, so what was your experience like being in the bag that whole time? Because I know that you're a big fan of Friday the 13th Part 2. And I know that actor had a really miserable time with the sack because it just rubbed his face raw. So what was that like for you?
My sack was like a cloud. It was like a cloud landed. It stayed on me for 2 months. It was soft. It wasn't uncomfortable at all. It was kind of like it was a little stretchy. I mean, I guess it was burlap, but she must have used that like the teddy bear. guy. You know, I made this,
like kind of stuff.
yeah, I don't know what she did, some kind of warlock shit. But yeah, so I mean, it wasn't uncomfortable at all.
Was it tailored to you, or was it just kind of a one sack fits all?
It was tailored to me. It was tailored to me, all of them. At least that's what she told me.
Yeah. I bet they say that to everybody. You know?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, because other people would wear it, you know, like joking around, or you know, they would put it on the stunt driver, and it looked different. You know, it didn't look the same. It landed differently because I have an enormous skull. So yeah, all tailored to me. The suit, the sack, the axe. That's right. Next question.
I've got kind of a two-parter.
Go ahead.
So obviously you've worked with Mr. Lamborghini already previously. How was it working on a friend's film that's extremely low budget? It was a labor of love. It was a passion project, and then jumping into something that is the exact opposite. Like, how was that? How was that experience?
Well, I mean, when I went to do Doomsday, it was a short film, right? When I went to do it?
Sure, yeah, it was a short back then. It was still a short film. Little did we know.
Yeah. Then I would have been like, where's my fucking money? Can I curse on here?
Yeah, you can. You're good.
I did. Yeah, I would have been like, where's my money, bitch?
We're broadcasting on a children's network.
So
no adult language, but if you need to free the nipples, go ahead, because everyone else has been doing it.
I'll think about it. Okay. Yeah, no, the Doomsday experience was pretty stress free. I mean, maybe Mike was stressed out, but
it was long.
I don't really pay attention to that stuff.
Yeah.
What's that?
It was really long hours, but I mean, it was I was just editing the behind the scenes. Like, it was definitely a fun weekend. You were only there for 2 days, but they were like 13-hour shoots.
I mean, I wasn't on it long. I don't remember it being long. I remember it being stuffy.
Yeah, the basement.
You know, so I don't remember it being too long. You know, I don't mind that stuff. I mean, that was cool. You know, it was just go down there and you know, family. That's cool. I do that. Yeah, and then I got back on the train, and then I got stuck at Boston. Remember that?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. You lost your ticket.
That part sucked, but that wasn't you. Yeah, you know, the Stranger set too. That was pretty lax. I mean, that was a good group of people, and Johannes, the director, he's like a Wallace and Gromit character. He's like very animated. He's very, very funny. Got a lot of energy, and he just loves doing this stuff. And that, you know, that kind of seeps to the rest of the crew and the people. And you know, I don't really remember a bad day on that shoot. So it was, you know, 2 in a row there that was pretty good. And I mean, I had a bag on my head, so you know, it's not like.
Well, if you remember the rap party for Doomsday, there was also people with bags on their heads, but we won't get.
I at a rap party? I wasn't at a rap party.
Is he talking? Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, those bags on those heads.
Oh, you mean penis heads?
Oh God, no!
Jimmy hats? Are you talking about Jimmy hats? Michael?
I was referring to fish skins. Thank you very much.
Those cozies.
God. Yeah, so, you know, I just show up. I don't care who's there. If we're friends, we're enemies. Just show me the money, and I'm doing my thing. I have not seen the money yet.
Still waiting on that part.
So how big of a set was The Strangers? Because that was a fairly big budgeted horror flick, if I'm not mistaken. You know, you went from the bottom of the barrel with Real Splatter on Doomsday to I think you didn't have a trailer, you had a piece of my living room floor, if I'm not mistaken.
I assure you, Doomsday was not the bottom of the barrel as far as my resume is concerned. I believe that you own a movie that I made an appearance in that is the bottom of the barrel.
What's it called?
Bottom of the barrel.
Well, I have it right here, actually. Nikos the Impaler by a German director who I'm not going to even try to pronounce his name. Andre, is it Schnaas?
Andreas Schnaas.
He made Violent Shit 1 through 4, and this is his first movie he shot in America, I believe. But Damien played a security guard in this, or a cop.
I was a cop.
Yeah, a cop.
Ted Gagan wrote that movie, who has gone on to direct We Are Still Here and Mohawk.
Wow, We Are Still Here is a pretty good flick.
Yeah.
Right. No sign of that in Nikos the Impaler. Which stars Felissa Rose of Penis Sleepaway Camp fame.
Funny is when Damien first got here for Doomsday, because he traveled, it was a 12-hour train ride or something ridiculous, wasn't it? Something like that.
It was ridiculous.
He shows up at my house. The first thing I do is shove a copy of Nikos the Impaler in his face and ask him to sign it.
Everywhere I go, someone has a copy of Nikos the Impaler for me to sign.
This is the first I've ever heard of it. What is Nikos the Impaler?
Brian, it's kind of like Zombie 5: The Killing Birds.
No, don't fucking say that. You never say that.
It's worse than that.
I've seen it. I own
It's
it.
worse than that.
There is nothing worse than Zombie 5: The Killing Birds.
It's like Birdemic. It's the Birdemic of.
No. Zombie 5: Killing Birds made Birdemic look like Citizen Kane. Okay, there's nothing worse than Zombie 5: The Killing Birds. But I better see
Birdemic's like a 2.1 on the IMDb thing.
But Birdemic is funny. You can watch Birdemic with a group of people and be like, all right, I'm no longer uncomfortable because this is a really bad movie. Where Birdemic, you watch with a group of people and it's still uncomfortable. It's bad. But Nikos, you're saying it's worse?
It might
What's
be
that?
funny.
What,
It might be
Nikos?
funny. Is it funny, Mike?
Yeah, Nikos is funny with a crowd. I mean, if you guys have ever seen the Violent Shit movies, you know what to expect. It's slightly better production value than that. Actually, pretty much the same character he plays too. He's pretty much Carl the Butcher. He just I don't think he's wearing a mask this time. That's the only.
Now, is it like a mix of like Pee-wee's Big Adventure meets Serbian film?
That's
Oh
a
my God.
fair appraisal, I guess. Now Damien's making a face. No, I mean it's kind of like
He doesn't agree.
I don't understand.
it's got Blake Kaufman in one part randomly. And
What is the tagline for that movie? Is it?
Oh yeah, the tagline's great.
New York is in what is it? New York is a new immigrant.
Yeah, new immigrant and a big new problem, and that was right before 9/11 happened, so they had to change the tagline.
What was that? Was this Nikos?
Yes, this is the cover of Nikos. That's it.
New immigrant, new problem.
I said that the Big Apple has a new immigrant and a big new problem.
How did anyone survive that movie? Like career-wise?
I mean, you seem to have come out of it pretty unscathed. I think you're the lucky survivor. You're the final girl, if you will.
Nice.
Felissa's in that new Victor Crowley movie.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that yet, but I hear good things. But I have not seen it.
But you had a question about the location of Strangers, right? Was that your question, Mike?
Oh, did I? Sure.
Jesus Christ!
Oh, you asked how big the set was.
Oh, that's how big the set was. Like, was it a huge crew for something? The movie actually feels very
small.
Yeah, it's very contained movie. Did you guys do a lot of soundstage work, or was it all on location?
Not too much soundstage work. A couple of the trailers were, it's a mix there with the trailers. So a couple of those were soundstage. That was the beginning thing with the aunt and uncle. That was mostly soundstage stuff. Actually, we had the truck crashes into the trailer when Kinsey and Luke are on the couch. That was soundstage. Yeah, we seem to be in there a couple of times, but that's all I remember doing. Oh, and when Dollface first attacks the mother and daughter, that was inside too. Because I definitely took a nap on the dog at one point, and that was indoors. So there you go. But otherwise, it was. I mean, it was a sizable crew. I mean, more than the usual 4 people, which are yeah, it was more than 4 people.
At least double the size of the Doomsday set.
You know, there were departments. People were heads of those departments, and then there was other people. But you know, it was a huge space that the trailer park was. You know, it was acres and acres of land. So sometimes it was lonely. You went for a walk. I hope that answers your question, Michael.
Yes, it did. It did.
So when you were getting ready to do this movie, I haven't seen the movie myself. I don't know if it's you know, a direct sequel to the original Strangers, where it has the same exact killers from the first movie, or you know, different actors, of course, but the same characters from the first movie. When you were shooting this, did you already know like about the first Strangers and like the premise of the movie, and you know what was required from you for the role of the man with the bag head?
I had seen the original movie in theaters, so I mean I knew about it, and when they called me, I knew right away. And I mean, I knew that fans were kind of frustrated because there was definitely a script for a sequel that Brian Bertino had wanted to make, but I mean, it was going on 10 years. So I guess they all just assumed it would never happen. Mm-hmm. So it's not a direct sequel. In fact, I mean, no one officially calls it a sequel. It's just kind of, you know, it's like in the same universe.
Okay.
But it is the same
different night.
Yeah. Because, I mean, the kind of the tone of the movie is different. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, we knew about the original movie, of course, and I did revisit it. But you know, it really, I really like it. I really like the first movie. I think it's very effective. But it really was, you know, of no help with this movie. It wasn't like a building block that any of us could use. So we're just like, yeah, that was a cool movie. Put it out of your head.
Yeah.
The guy that played the mask from the first one you didn't base anything on his performance. You kind of just went your own direction.
I mean, what's so effective about the first movie is that, like, the strangers, the killers, you don't see them. They're just kind of in the background, you know, like blurs across the screen, or
yeah. You know, they're not always right
there or not. You know, so I mean, and that's something that Bertino did there. So he's kind of orchestrating all of that. Mm-hmm. It's not. I mean, the original guy, you know, he did his job. It's very effective there, but it's not really. You know, there's not much to go on. You know, he walks slowly, but I mean that stuff's in the script. You know, so I wouldn't even have need to see this movie. You know, that's in the script. It kind of, you know, is very deliberate. You know, the whole slow moving, taking your time, patience thing is part of the game. So,
especially in the truck.
I mean, you know. I mean, yeah. If I hadn't watched the original movie, I've been running around and waving my arms and doing all that stuff. But I mean, I did kind of start over there because there's aspects in this movie where the game changes for the strangers and they have to adapt to it. And I mean, there's none of that in the first movie.
So would you say there's more of a fight back in this one between the protagonist and antagonist?
Definitely.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, because that's one that the first Strangers didn't really have. It was more like, how are we going to survive this night?
Scott Speedman and Liv Tyler are scared as shit.
Yeah, and you know what happens in the end for them. They obviously make it in the sequel. But we have a question from one of our Facebook fans who are watching right now, Robert Scott Beam. Are there any scenes you guys filmed that did not make the final cut?
Hi, Robert. Thanks for the question.
Many.
It was like 3 hours of good footage there that didn't make it in. And my favorite scene that didn't make the movie. So I'll put this out here so that they're forced to put it on the Blu-ray.
Do it.
Is there's a scene there where Kinsey, played by Bailey Madison, is she turns and she sees me. What are you eating now?
What?
Pop-Tart? Are you eating a Pop-Tart? What is that? Burrito?
Yes, sir. It's Pop-Tart.
Oh, this
dessert.
This is Lex Quinn, my lovely girlfriend. She was a very big fan of The Strangers.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's all right.
He got distracted by the food.
So Pop-Tart hides. I mean, Kinsey hides.
Sorry.
And I kind of hear her, and I'm stalking her on foot. And I missed the scene because it is me on foot, and there's not a lot of me on foot in the movie. But she dives behind a trailer, and I hear her. I walk along there, and the camera cuts to my legs. I walk by, and then I come back, and then the camera's between my legs there, and then I urinate about a half an inch from her face.
Oh, man.
And I read that in the script. I was like, this is the most messed up thing in this whole movie. It's like all the murders or something. This is so messed up that he's just like taking a piss right in front of this girl's face. And like, you're not completely sure if he knows she's there. I mean, I was peeing like he knew she was there. I didn't actually pee, by the way. I had a tank. But yeah, man, that was great.
Hollywood, you can't even really piss on set. Unbelievable.
Can't even really.
Movie magic.
That does seem kind of interesting, like cat and mouse, and the cat's like peeing on the mouse, so to speak.
Yeah. Because they're human beings, and human beings have to stop and urinate.
Well, that was something I really liked about the movie, was that there are some moments where it implies I mean, obviously you guys aren't supposed to be supernatural, but like there's a moment where they open the fridge and you find like Chinese food that implies that they've been like living in this trailer. And I thought that was really cool that they didn't try to play you guys up like supernatural monsters. Like, you're literally just unhinged people. And I thought that really made it a way more disturbing, at least for me. And it's a very simple thing to do, having that to Chinese food. I wish they would have kept the scene where you took a leak. Because it's uncomfortable for one, but two, it shows again, like, you never see regular people take a piss in a horror movie, unless they're about to get killed, let alone the killer stopping to do it. Like, that's amazing.
Well, you would think it would add a level of suspense. Like, she's like staring at his urine as it's like possibly hitting her in the face. Like, hey, does he know I'm here? Oh my god!
Like,
I think it was. I don't know why it didn't make it in. I'm sure it's a good reason. Maybe too humanizing. You don't want to know too much about these guys. I mean, you assume he has a penis, but like, you don't.
It is 2018, so we don't want to assume.
It could be critical or something for all we know.
I'm glad that the killers, are able to urinate and at least enjoy Chinese food. I mean, that's the most important thing, is when you're out killing innocent lives is that you're very well fed and make sure that your reproductive system is working and you're getting rid of a healthy release.
It's much easier for the man in the mask to pull that kind of psychological game off than it is the other two girls, because then it's like a angle thing, and it's just like you fall over accidentally. You don't want to deal with that. So
yeah. Well, what would be great if they gave you like a giant like prosthetic cock and like it showed that on the screen, like in between your legs, just dangling and taking a piss.
Nico's the Impaler.
Yeah, when I was gonna say when Andre Schaas does the sequel, and you'll probably get that.
Not if he watches this.
Yeah,
he's gonna recast me.
He will not recast you. He will. He. I guarantee you, he watched The Strangers, and he's like, "Oh, so that's who he played."
He does not remember
him as a security guard number 1 instead of security guard number 2.
Idea who I am. He has no idea that I was one movie of his. None.
So, Damien, I know you're a big slasher movie fan. Did any of the classic slashers like Jason Voorhees, Freddy, any of those guys, did you get inspiration from any of those films for your role as the Man in the Mask?
Not really.
Let's blow that question right the fuck away.
It's funny that you mentioned that, Mike.
Except for the Mutilator. I based my entire performance
from
the Mutilator, obviously.
You went on a fall break?
Clearly, you can see that the Strangers are on fall break.
Oh my god!
Which is a Saturday and Sunday. So no, I mean that's a good question. That's a good question, Mike. And I'm glad you asked it. It's just that, like, no, because not really. Mm-hmm. Jason is, the evolution of Jason. Never at any point. The Man in the Mask, Jason. Even Part 2 Jason. Maybe it's a little Town of Dreaded Sundown in there.
Okay, I can see that.
Good one.
What were you saying?
Oh, well, I said it was funny that you mentioned old slashers because near the end, there's their Texas Chainsaw homage where you
right.
Like I thought, you were going to be like Leatherface and still swinging the axe around as she's driven off.
I did do that. They did not film it. Did not dance.
But that was
maybe
cool.
Maybe a little cropsy in there at the end. Little cropsy in the end. Yeah. Little Roy Burns, maybe.
I got more Elephant Man out of it than anything, really.
Well, I also thought of the Elephant Man, although he is like Jason, just with the one eye hole. But I mean, the Elephant Man is too smart for the Man in the Mask, and then Jason is just too simple. So Man in the Mask is in between there a little bit.
Okay.
So what would you say that your top 3 off the top of your head? What are your top 3 favorite slasher flicks? Any era, any decade? What would be your top 3? I assume The Mutilator is one of yours, since you mentioned that.
Well, I mean, can that even really be considered a slasher flick? I mean,
it's got a vagina
cinematic appearance
in a way, but the killer very early on.
Cinematic history, really. Is Black Christmas a slasher movie?
I would throw that into the mix. It's one of the earlier ones for sure.
Oh, it's not that early, Jared. It came out in 2003.
I would call it not a slasher, but a plastic bag movie, because it looks like a lot of people die from plastic bag related asphyxiation.
Just one.
Just one. Well, wasn't there just one death in the movie? I don't know. I don't remember that movie. I think
I gotta stop you here. I don't like the tone you're taking talking about Christmas.
You struck a nerve, Brian. Stop.
Well, that's number 1. If you're gonna call that a slasher, that would be number 1.
And Nikos would be your second favorite slasher.
Nikos is my favorite movie overall.
This isn't even a slasher flick. It's an experience.
Yeah, you really can't put a title on that,
No, it's like a gauntlet. Can you even make it through? the whole movie, will you survive? It's like that Hereditary movie they were talking. It's people are so scared they turn it off halfway through.
Jesus Christ.
Can't sit through it. Every year, a movie comes out of those festivals that is too scary to be watched. Every year.
Yeah.
It's too scary to sit through.
So that brings up a good question. Was did The Strangers play at any festivals, or was it pre-slated for distribution when you guys shot it?
It was pre-slated for distribution.
Okay.
Festivals. Didn't want anyone seeing it and running their mouths about it. Just put it in and send the kids there.
Now it's been doing really well in the box office. Has there been any talk? I don't know if you're allowed to talk about it, but is there any talk of a potential sequel? Or
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Okay. You got something in your eye. Is that Pop-Tart?
My contact. Well, there you go. I just made my way out of the sequel with that. Yeah, it's doing all right. It's about done domestically now, I think. It could be pretty hard now in theaters.
Is there a release date for a DVD and Blu-ray?
Oh my god, the audience was set there.
There might be. I don't know it. It opens in England May 4th and China, other places.
Oh, that's accurate. Wow, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of big territories to open with. I mean, it made, 23 million domestic. It's R-rated.
Yeah, I mean that's like half of what Doomsday made so far. So
right.
What do you happen to know the budget off of hand? What the budget was?
I really don't, which is funny because I was there every day, but I just I never asked, and it was a lot of food, a lot of good food. So that cost.
You never just stopped in the middle of the set to take off your mask and say, "Hey, how much money are we blowing on this movie?"
I should have gone around and asked everyone their salary and just wrote it down.
What's your director's fee?
And ask her how much she was getting paid. I don't know, anywhere between 5 and 15 million, something like that. Probably 5 or 10.
You guessed it right, $5 million.
Who says that though?
Google.
Damien, not for nothing, but that's only $1 million away from the Leprechaun in space budget that we were just discussing earlier.
That's crazy.
I don't want to say which film is the better movie. I don't think that it's for me to judge, but I mean, they pulled off an awful lot with 3.5.
I'll be right with you, Mike. I mean, Google doesn't just come up with their own information. Where are they getting that from?
I think it's from the Wikipedia page where it just says budget $5 million.
Damn it! The bottom of this.
So they kind of sticking with the Blumhouse budget range. They always try to make their movies at 5 and under.
Yeah, but those movies are all PG-13, so they make twice as much.
True. Get Out was rated R though, wasn't it?
Was that Blumhouse?
Yeah, it was.
Get Out was rated R.
Yeah, I actually heard an interview with Jason Blum when he was trying to talk with Jordan Peele when they were filming the movie. They actually had to cut the budget, and Jordan was like, "I'm okay with it. I'm just making my fucking movie."
Happy Death Day was probably like 5 million, and it made like 50 52 million or something. At the BO.
And that Truth or Dare one's probably in that same price range that's coming out.
Is that PG-13?
I think it's PG-13, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's for the best. For the best. Run that out there. It's, a whole new level of audience goers can go and see it.
It is opening the genre up to younger crowds. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with it because you're sacrificing some. I'm a gore movie fan. You're kind of sacrificing stuff that you would otherwise be able to do if it was R-rated just to bring in a bigger crowd. But I understand money's a big thing too.
So actually, Damien, there's another good question they bring up. Was there any effect scenes that were cut out of The Strangers Pray at Night was there anything that the MPAA had issue with? I mean, violent movie, but it's not especially graphic. I don't feel.
Yeah. No, I don't think anything that way was cut out.
Because it's very like the violence is really low key, which is something I really liked about the movie, but it was extremely brutal. Like it was very ugly violence.
Yeah, even with the aunt and uncle in the beginning, I mean, you never see them getting taken apart.
Yeah.
So then everything else, yeah, that was.
Was that a conversation that was on set at all? Like how far to push it, or was it always kind of set?
No. I think, Johannes always had that in mind that wasn't going to be, a gore, like a bloodbath. Just, little moments of brutality. Enough to keep it going. But, yeah, no, I can't imagine anything was cut. In the next movie I have coming out,
Oh, yeah, actually, yes. Can you talk about that?
Well, I can talk about the movie. I can't really talk about my character in it, though.
Okay, and that's Haunt, if I'm not mistaken.
That's Haunt.
Oh,
Eli Roth movie. If I'm
produced by Eli Roth.
Yeah. Eli Roth. It's written and directed by Scott Beck and Brian Woods, who wrote the screenplay for A Quiet Place, which will be coming out soon.
Directed by John Krasinski.
Yeah. That'll be fantastic. Yeah, Haunt is, it's irresponsibly violent and extremely gory, and just a wonderful, wonderful time to make. And I had a blast doing it. And it takes place on Halloween, so it's coming out in the fall, I imagine. And yeah, I mean, it was nuts. It was nuts. I have not been on anything as gory as that. And that includes Nikos the Impaler. Well, maybe it was gorier, but I mean, it's just.
Well, it's okay. So in Haunt, how much Kool-Aid did they spray out of stuff? Because that was a big thing. Because
there was no Kool-Aid. There's no Kool-Aid.
All Flavor Aid.
There was no flavor. I think it was. I mean, my God, they could have been using real blood. Yeah, they're just blowing heads up and stuff, and it was great. It was just a lot of fun. It was really a lot of fun. I felt bad because I felt like I was having more fun than a person should be allowed to have. Yeah, I didn't feel like I had been good enough in life to be having that much fun and getting paid for it. So that's my pitch to you guys for Haunt.
That's fucking awesome. I like it.
Yeah. I think you'll dig it. It's pretty crazy, and hopefully it winds up in the Halloween rotation. For a lot of people,
the seasonal favorites.
The seasonal favorites, yeah, that's the hope. Which you want for Doomsday. Although,
it's people are talking and telling me already at festivals that it's going to be their yearly Christmas viewing, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? That movie will just kill you for days." And they're like, "Yeah,
suicide rate rockets."
It'll be part of my 12 days of Christmas.
Yeah, it'll be 12 final days of Christmas. We did make it into. I'm not sure if you saw this, not Damien, but we actually did make it into Yuletide Terror, the book by Spectacular Optical.
That's not my only entry in there.
Yeah, you have Christmas with the Dead is in here as well.
Yeah. I am. Me and Bob Clark, the king of Christmas. So I mean, with the Doomsday sequel, or what was it, like a sidequel?
That was the it was the spin-off. The spin-off of what?
Is that going to be Christmas theme, you think?
See, I don't know, because we had a lot of theories on set as to where exactly you went, and now with The Strangers Pray at Night, Lex had a theory that you were actually going off and finishing off the rest of humanity in the bag.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Yeah.
I mean, we also had theories that you had a second family in a different bomb shelter that you were going off to
and checking in on.
I feel we could do like a kind of a sitcom situation where you've got to be at both bomb shelters at the same time. It's like, but honey, we're gonna eat our last can of Spam, and it's like, oh yeah, I'll be there real quick, honey. And you're changing.
It'd be like that scene in the restaurant, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it.
And then you make a suicide pact with both families, and you're like, whoa, what do I do? So you like pretend to take the poison or something.
I'm all for this. I'm not for making the same movie over and over again. I want to mix it up, like with Pray at Night. It's in the same universe, but it kind of goes, it's a different tone and all that stuff. And I was pitching that one of the strangers perishes in the movie. I had pitched that we do like a Weekend at Bernie's type thing next, where we're like carrying her around, or him, strangering type thing. And like, what do you think? You think that's good? I think that's good.
I love it. I'm all for Weekend. I have a Weekend at Bernie's sequel that I wrote myself called Being Terry Kaiser, but that's a whole nother podcast right there.
I remember you saying that. I think. I would love to do a Weekend at Bernie's sequel. As of now, I'd have to play Bernie. But, probably be all women now, right? Maybe. So maybe that's
female reboot of. I don't know. Would you get behind that? Do you think the world?
Didn't they already do something like that where they were at a party and they had a stripper and he died?
Oh yeah.
It was like a bachelorette party.
That's not that Bridesmaids movie, is it? Is that what that's about?
No, I mean it's like that, but I think they had like a bachelorette party with a stripper and something happened and he died.
A male stripper.
Yeah, it was a male stripper. Now I have to fucking Google it.
Are you guys talking about like there's like a female version of Very Bad Things?
Yeah, kinda. Yeah.
That's about. Well, hold on. Jared is going to Google male strippers real quick to give us the info.
We have a.
This is a Horror Syndicate exclusive, guys.
We have a comment from one of our viewers on watching us on Facebook right now. April Love, will you be having signed movie poster contests for Haunt?
I don't know, April. Maybe if if Sierra Affinity, which is the distributor for that, allows me to.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Okay.
We had an earlier question. I think
I'll push for it. And if not, I'll just get a poster, and I will mail it to you, April. First to the wrong address, and then I'll have it rerouted, and she knows what I'm talking about.
Someone had asked.
Inside joke. You people aren't in on it.
So please, April, post up your mailing address on the Horror Syndicate Facebook page. So
don't do that.
People might take that seriously.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You won't do that. Nobody do that. Nobody.
Damien, someone asked up there. Comments. Do you have any convention appearances coming up?
No, nobody wants me. I get that. There's a lot of people asking me. I'll do conventions. They're like, will you do conventions? And will you do like a specific convention? I mean, you should take this to your convention of choice and tell them you want me there. I mean, that's really the best way for them to know that. I mean, if I contact them and be like, you should have me at your convention, that's weird. So contact them, and I'm happy to do them. And I'll have stuff to sign. I don't really like charging people to write my name. That's eerie. But we'll figure something out. We'll go get a Starbucks thing. Everyone at the convention on me. Anyway, yeah.
So people can go to their local convention and say, "We want Sack now."
Like if you want me at horror things,
Blah blah blah.
Horror Things Palooza, you got to go to the guy that runs Horror Things Palooza and be like, listen, I need the man in the mask there. And if you want the others, they'll do it too. You can get all three of us there.
I'll see if I can get you guys over at the New Jersey Horicon in Atlantic City at the Showboat. If you guys are interested in that, we'll see if we can get you guys in there.
We are interested in just being there and being treated like human beings.
No, aim higher. Aim higher than that. You want a private helicopter to land on top of the Showboat. Yeah.
And a Hot Pocket and a Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
Pop-Tarts. Because I know they don't fucking come in single. All right, I know they're not coming in one, so I want both of them.
You cannot get a Lucy Pop-Tart. It just doesn't work that way. No Lucy's here.
Hey, Brando, on Doomsday we were only budgeted for one Pop-Tart per actor. I'm sorry. I know you got a taste of the big leagues now, but let's keep things in perspective here.
I want to know when my Doomsday residuals kick in.
Me too.
We have a question from the Facebook world. I must have missed out on this, but from Madison Bell, how many more contests will you have?
Just in like my normal life?
I guess. I don't understand.
I think she might be talking about our Horror Syndicate contest.
No. Wait.
Let me feel this one, guys. She's talking about Instagram contest that this company called B Movie Scream Queens has, and we've done 2 of them with them so far. I mean, really, that's kind of was for the domestic run of the movie. Now that's pretty much over.
Oh, okay.
Contest will probably not happen anymore. Maybe again when like the Blu-ray comes out and stuff. But I mean, I'm going to be doing so many conventions now. Obviously, I'm not going to for contests. And I have like the Doomsday prequel side thing coming up too. So pretty busy, Madison. Pretty busy.
So I do have an answer for you guys for the female Weekend at Bernie's / Very Bad Things.
Was it Weekend at Bernice's?
Yeah, it's called Rough Night, and it actually stars Scarlett Johansson and Kate McKinnon from Saturday Night Live, and Lenny Kravitz's daughter Zoe Kravitz. And basically, they have like a fucking night out on the town of Miami, and their stripper hits his head and dies, and then they continue to party with him.
This sounds an awful lot like my regular life. This is kind of upsetting.
That's in Very Bad Things. Didn't they chop up the stripper in like little like pieces and put her in like in a couple suitcases?
Spoiler alert! Now I know there's a stripper. Jesus, man.
Stay tight.
Damien, what was your favorite kill to perform in The Strangers? Or your favorite moment, I guess, as the man in the mask. I guess it doesn't have to be restricted to a kill. What was
scene in the van with the father was that was a scene I read in the script, and I was like, oh, this is cool. I should do this movie. So that was, as an actor, that was like the closest I was going to get there to like something I could, make my own and kind of bring moments and behavior to. Overall, the most fun that I had though was like the pool sequence though.
Oh yeah,
that was a rip roaring good time.
So you talk a little bit about the pool scene with the stunt double and stuff. Like that was some pretty, for the folks out there that have seen it, it's pretty intense scene. They use a lot of it in the trailer.
Yeah, well, it's pretty. So yeah, we couldn't start shooting that movie ever before 9 p.m. because it wasn't dark until 9, and it's a horror movie, so it takes place at night. So with the pool thing, we showed up there in the afternoon, Then whatever the call time was, we did the fight choreography, kind of like rehearse it, went through it. Then we went off, got dressed, milled around, and I came back. It's dark, and I walk out into this pool thing, and there's the fucking palm trees and the lights. I was like, "What the hell is going on here? This is ridiculous. What? Like this is like one of the most trashy things I've ever been a part of." It was crazy, and then they had like 3 cameras going there, so they had an underwater camera and one like on a jib, pretty high up there, and the guy on land with us, and it was just great. It was because Lewis and I had a good thing going. We really we kind of gelled there, and we had good timing and trusted one another. So I mean that whole fight thing on land there went pretty smoothly. We did it a bunch of times. I swung that axe a lot. And then when it goes into the water there, that was... I mean, I just wasn't physically prepared for that. Now I know. But, I mean, I had these boots on, this jacket on, and the boots just filled with water, so they were like anchors. And like the pockets of the suit are filled up, and you get the friggin' bag on your head. And that's my stunt double there, Matt. He came in. That was pretty much his thing. That he was gonna really do the brunt of the kind of the underwater wrestling thing, and then Lewis's stunt double. They were in there, so it's pieces of both. But he did a great job there. And then it took 12 hours from the start of that pool scene to the finish to shoot it. And then we pop up out of the water, and Lewis runs off there, and I couldn't catch him. Time and time again, I couldn't catch him. So he made it to the end of the pool and survived, and everyone feels great because he made it out. But everything he's wearing these like little Chuck Taylors, and he's got the little shirt on, and I have this fucking jacket and the boots, and I'm like trying to get him, and everything's going against me, so like we had to slow him down. Eventually I got him. That's it.
And when you actually do the stab and the blood goes into the pool, did you get to do that? Was that a once and done deal, or how did that work with the blood in the water?
So I went after him a couple times. No blood bag. And when we finally got that part, then they added the bag to him. And I was told, make sure I got this, because as soon as I touch that bag, it's going to explode. The blood's going to pour out. So I was very, made sure I didn't prematurely pop it. And then, I go after him and I grab, and I go to, I tap the bag and nothing. And I hit it again, nothing. And then I hit it again, harder, nothing. And so all anybody sees is like this, and me just
Rabbits.
was like, my God, he's actually killing him. And I'm just like, and then I knew it was ridiculous. It had gone on too long, so I didn't. I stopped, because that would have been usable. So, Johannes is like, dang, you got to break the fucking bag. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I tried.
I'm like, I thought it was going to pop. So we went and did it again, and I grabbed him, and I had the knife in my hand. It was a big knife, but I guess it was rubbery. Anyway, I held it. I grabbed him, and my hand is hidden, so I held the tip, and I was just like, bag, and then so the blood pours out there, and great scene and stuff. And then I mean, no good way to get so there's blood in the water. So then people are in there just trying to move the blood to the filters so we can shoot again. as you know, the sun comes up and we're all just like in there. You know, it's like this, you know, nice budget movie, the cameras and this and that. And we're just like in there in the pool. It's really nice. You know, like play some water polo, volleyball, get it going. And
We've got like 30 minutes to finish this. Let's do it.
Yeah.
It's nice to know that with a budget about 500 times what we used on Doomsday, the same problems happen.
We probably did 3 times with the blood, I think. Yeah.
Morgan,
Fun,
you're
all
awfully
fun.
quiet.
Yes.
Morgan, you're awfully quiet. You've seen the movie. Do you have any questions for Damien?
Gotta dig deep. This is the Damien.
I'm pretty sure I thought of one earlier, but then Mike asked it. I don't remember what it was, but
I'm sorry, I didn't mean
Yeah,
to put your
so-
spot, Morgan.
She was going to ask
Okay.
you, what is it like to pee next to an actress's face? You know, that's what she wanted to know.
It is, you know, it's very in this climate, in this political climate. It's really invigorating. You know,
Yeah, that's what I figured.
it made me feel more American.
Probably not advisable, but invigorating.
Right. It was
No,
great. Definitely my favorite moment. So sad to see.
Seriously,
You know,
Morgan. Yeah.
that's the kind of thing there. That moment there. That's the kind of thing that a lot of actors, you know, they wouldn't have done. They'd be like, "I'm going to be in my trailer," and then some PA or something would have held the tank because it's just legs, right? So, but like I was serious about my leg acting. Spray of the urine. So there are pictures of me holding this tank here, and I got the axe in one hand, and I'm holding the tank. You know, serious stuff. It should have a movie. Maybe a short film. What? Are you eating pizza now?
Yeah.
Like Brad Pitt in that fucking gambling movie, the Ocean's movie. Every time it cuts to her, she's eating something else. Like it's like a sitcom. You have cotton candy next time. I don't know what this is. Cotton candy, apparently. Right? No, that's.
It was actually your leg acting that's why I cast you in White Doomsday, Damien.
I do okay leg acting.
He sent me an audition video that was just called Maffei Gams, and I didn't know what that meant.
I had no pants on in that video though.
So that's how we got it. So what was the hardest part about playing the man in the match? I mean, is it a bitch to have
The hardest part was the urination scene. Sorry.
Or was it a bitch having that mask on all the time, or like did they treat you like a prop, or did they actually like, you know, that tends to happen with slasher actors a lot. I've heard.
I was treated like a king. Slasher actors. Is that true? You actually have heard that?
I have heard that. It was actually when I talked to Jeff Burr.
Talking about the Mutilator?
No, that movie was, again, that's a transcendent film. It's not even a movie. But I think they didn't really show the killer, and that was just pretty much hands, if I'm not mistaken.
The Mutilator?
Yeah, did they show him till the end?
The father.
No, I mean, I don't think they showed him till the very end, though.
He's in the beginning. He tries to kill the kid. Like drunk past that. What do you need to revisit the Mutilator? Do that before I come on your show. How about that? Okay, what were you saying? Who was treated like shit?
No, they just Jeff Burr was saying that, you know, when they did the Night of the Scarecrow, the actor that played the Scarecrow, he was like, you know, eventually you're just gonna stop referring to me like a human being and just position me places. And I've heard similar things about other actors when you're in a mask and you can't really talk. You know, it's just kind of like, hey, grab him, put him in the background here, do this, move that, and they kind of forget that you're a person.
I mean, I could see that. No. I mean, be further from the truth here. You know, that's. I was treated like a real live boy. Director talked to me and everything, and they invited me to lunch, and I sat down with the other human beings. Yeah, No, it was great. Every time before I would go to shoot a scene, you kind of block out the motions, rehearse it, and Johannes would just tell me to play with it. Happens, and then he would come in and tweak it, or change it, stop yelling. No, it was great. It was a great experience. I never felt like a second-class citizen.
No,
Yeah. I was a hero there, man. The movie's called The Strangers. Yeah? Sorry.
Not Nikos, right?
Not Nikos the Impaler, who was also the director, so he treated himself just fine.
But yeah, at least they treated you pretty well in this shoot. I've been to a couple different shoots where they, you're not allowed to talk to director, or else you're blackballed from the entire fucking entertainment community. But that's good. I'm glad that you were able to, get acknowledged and have lunch with directors and.
I wouldn't have done it otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't have done the movie if I thought I was going to be treated like shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I was recommended for the movie by one of the producers. So, I mean, it was a good set. Everyone was great. And, unlike a lot of slasher movies, or, a lot of mass killers who are just kind of background pieces or puppets, they wanted to cast actors in the stranger roles because they wanted some personality and behavior there. Mm-hmm. So, it's definitely, it was great.
So like your standard, like head tilting, you're observing, like they wanted like a lot of different types of method acting, even though you're wearing a mask.
Just wanted a little, to be able to send me into a scene and tell me to just play around and see what happens. And like, I'm going to be able to come up with things, some that work, some that may not work, and give him things to cut around and to use. It's going to make it interesting. I mean, you could have just cast body to put a mask on, sit there and do that. And I mean, that's a movie for, a lot of things, but that's not what this was. At least, that's not what the intention was.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. And, it's a great year for actors who are, serial killers or killers in movies. Cause I know that Nick Castle's coming back as great year for Mike Myers from the original Halloween. So I know he has a stunt double in this one, so I wonder if they're going to play it off like maybe the new Mike Myers is like an apprentice or something like that. But anywho,
I think that Nick Castle comes back for a thing in the beginning, and then the rest of the movie, Mike Myers is played by the stunt guy who I've actually looked into. He's very serious about acting. He's not just a stunt guy. He trained at a very legitimate acting studio, and he's done his work. So it'll be interesting to see what he does there. It's a little risky because Halloween fans don't want to see anything from Michael Myers except walking and stabbing.
Yeah,
true.
They don't want to see him having an emotional breakdown.
Crying blood was enough, guys.
Yeah.
They don't want to see his the beginning, the origins of him living with a redneck family, and he's getting, bullied by other kids and goes to a sane asylum, befriends the janitor. They don't want to see shit like that.
I feel like someone tried that.
Me too.
That was Season of the Witch, wasn't it?
And he grew into a behemoth. A giant man.
That was Larry, the cable guy, and Season of the Witch.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but John Carpenter, Halloween 4.
So actually, here speaking of Season of the Witch, we got a horror expert here. Damien, maybe you can who would Season of the Witch or Dead Alive? Which is the better movie?
Yeah.
This was our March
Halloween 3 Season of the Witch?
Yeah.
Not the George Romero, it was the George Romano movie. The Halloween 3.
Better movie?
Yeah.
Dead Alive. Dead Alive is the better movie.
Samesies. Yeah, we have a March Madness style movie bracket going right now, and it's Halloween Season of the Witch versus Evil Dead in the finals. It was a bracket based on movies that didn't have sequels, but we allowed Halloween 3 to be in it because it's kind of a standalone movie.
Yeah.
And Halloween 3 beat Dead Alive.
It's beating it right now, I think. Ray might have the numbers on it.
Isn't that funny? Because if you had done that bracket 10, maybe even 7 years ago, Halloween 3 would not have gotten a single vote.
At all, probably.
Which I think is criminal. But yeah, that's exactly how it was.
Well, what did you vote for, Mike? I
voted for Dead Alive. I'm a big Peter Jackson nut. That movie is one of the reasons I'm a filmmaker and effects artist, so I had to go with it.
It's a better movie, though. It's just a better movie.
But I do love Halloween 3. I think it's a fantastic movie, too.
Halloween 3 is fine. Dead Alive is fucking energetic. It's different. The acting is better. Everything about it is
he kicks ass for the Lord.
Right.
Yeah.
That happens in that. I can't believe that both of you are eating pizza now.
So Halloween 3 is leading 108 to 91.
Damn.
It's insane.
108 to 91?
Yeah, and we've got 9 empty likes.
That's not a huge gap, though. I'm surprised. I thought it was going to be like overwhelmingly one or the other.
No, and we've got some midnight. So.
People seemed upset that those were the two finalists.
Well, they voted.
But Dead Alive is so good. Like, the only reason why I voted for Monster Squad when it was running against Dead Alive was because Monster Squad was my jam. I grew up with that, and that to me is like the ultimate, that's like the ultimate horror movie from like childhood to adulthood. But Dead Alive is just a monster fireball of a movie, and it just keeps going. Like, Halloween 3 is good. Don't get me wrong, I love Halloween 3, but I was hoping that Halloween 3 would have went up against Monster Squad, and then have your Halloween 3 or Halloween fans come in and be like, oh, Halloween 3 is not a real movie, and then Monster Squad would win. But it didn't happen that way. But I'm glad. I even voted for Dead Alive.
Brian, we can still do that. We can still run it.
What?
The Halloween 3 versus Monster Squad. If you want to just do it for fun, we can do it.
Nah, don't worry about it. I'm glad that Monster Squad made it into like the top 4.
Let's do it. I'm going to do it. I'll set it up for tomorrow. Just for fun.
I'm just happy that it made the top 4.
It is nice to see Halloween 3 getting some love now. It kind of actually gives me hope here. There's a lot of people who have been very critical of The Strangers Pray at Night because it's not the first movie. It goes kind of a different tone. So, and these people just outright, are horrified that we would do something like that. And so I figure, if humanity is still around in like 20 or 30 years, these are the people that are going to embrace The Strangers Pray at Night. I'll be dead, but at least they will finally embrace it. Just like had you ever met anyone that was a fan of Friday the 13th Part 5 until like the last 5 years? And now there's, you.
Yeah,
you like Roy?
Especially with the recent update in the video game where you can play as Roy Burns. Like, people just start coming out of the woodwork where it's like, oh my God, Friday the 13th Part 5 is amazing.
It's great.
I haven't actually seen the new update. The Lex hasn't played in a while, but when you go to kill someone as Roy, does it cut away to like tits instead of the violence? Or how does that work when you're playing?
No. You get full on Roy.
Oh, the MPA.
Go on, Sleazy Roy.
RSB, I guess. No, like, can't have this violent content.
Have you listened to the commentary yet?
No, I haven't. I don't have it. I gotta pick it up.
All right.
But no, you're absolutely right. There's an appreciation for movies that have like flunked in the past, and you know what? A lot of it has to do with everything. Like retro is in right now. I think Pray at Night is.
People love that nostalgia.
Yeah, and I think Pray at Night is in the perfect spot right now because it doesn't have like an '80s soundtrack and a synthwave type score, and it's just it's just colorful. It's a colorful movie, and it's got that '80s slasher feel to it, and it's now is the best time to start doing it.
That's why some people fucking hate it, because the original Strangers was like all dark and sad and depressing and miserable and kind of like deliberately paced there, and they hate it, and that's fine.
Yeah, and you're right. The Strangers didn't have a happy ending. I mean, we're not going to see Liv Tyler in the next Strangers movie or anything like that.
You might.
Well, they could ignore the end of the first one like they're doing with that Halloween movie. And just
She lives. Liv lives in the original. She screams at the end. I'm not making this up. Anybody? You? Yes. Morgan, back me up.
I haven't seen it in a long time, so I can't,
She is no help.
It's been a while.
We have a question on Facebook.
If there is anyone paying attention on Facebook, someone comment that Liv Tyler screams at the end of the original, please.
All right, so Facebook land, does Liv Tyler live at the end of The Strangers? This is an important question. Okay,
Please.
Does she live at the end of The Strangers?
Liv.
Randy Rock says
Randy Rock,
she does.
yes. She does.
But in the meantime, we have a question from Tyler Senator. Hi, Damien. I have a question for you. During the last half of Pray at Night, are the eye holes on the mask larger for visibility reasons, or is it supposed to be from wear and tear?
I don't know.
There you go.
They didn't give a character background for the mask.
I mean, they just like they would put the thing on me, and then I would do the scene, and then someone will like immediately come and pull it off me like a mask caddy. Usually it was Becky Ingram who was the effects artist and made the mask. So I mean, I didn't even really know what was going on the outside of it. Possible the kind of the stunt driver whenever he's crashing into something or if things on serious fire, his eye holes were a little bigger, I imagine, so he could see what he was crashing into. But you're not really, I'd have to watch it, I guess. Wear and tear. The answer is wear and tear.
So we have we have two for that Liv Tyler does live, and then there's a Robert Scott Bean commented, she screams, but I think it's meant to be her final scream before she bleeds out. So
no, Robert, stop.
No, we're shutting this down right now.
Can you delete that comment? Can you have the power to delete Robert's comment?
I do not. I cannot delete words from people.
Can you ban him?
I am not banning him.
Or no, I don't want you to ban Robert. We love Robert. But in Friday the 13th, the game, okay, now they've just implemented the greatest thing. It's that if you leave a match early, like you rage quit, they send you to something called assault lines in the game. And that's you can only for a period of time play with other bitches that have left the game early. It's like you are forced to play with other whiners. Like really? I want to be Jason, or you killed me.
I suck as Jason.
Yeah, I suck as Jason, definitely.
Why don't they just work on dedicated servers? Why did it keep torturing us with this?
No.
Why can Roy pull the shears apart, use them to cut someone up, and then put them back?
Does he have
And
a belt
cut someone's
kill?
arms off? It's like Roy should be able to do that. He's
Does
Roy.
he have a belt kill?
Not yet. I don't
That would
think
be
so.
such a cool environmental kill. That'd be really awesome, actually.
We have
I bet the people that make the game are watching. So
another one from Tyler Senator saying, "Live Tyler lives, but is later killed by the strangers." To go on to that, if
Okay,
Tyler lives.
I think I'm gonna just end this right now. I think we need to have Liv Tyler on the show to confirm. It'll be called the Horror Syndicate Lives.
but Liv Tyler for a while now,
I see
Liv
what you did there. Nice.
Liv Tyler was talking about doing a sequel for a while there. So unless it's a movie about a fucking ghost, then I think Liv lives. What are you talking about, Tyler? Where are you getting this information from? Fanfic?
Randy Rock says that
Randy
Liv-
Rock. What kind of
Liv
name is
told-
that?
the name
Was he a
parents
wrestler?
gave him. He said, "Liv told me in bed." So I guess he had relations with Liv Tyler.
Must be getting late.
Yeah, he has pillow talk.
That's good. It's nice that people are getting it on with Liv. Yeah, because every time I play Friday 13th, like apparently every 12-year-old I play with has had sex with my mom. So I mean, I believe anyone nowadays.
Dude,
That's the game. Playing that game is one of the scariest things I have ever done. And I posted about this on my Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. But I play Mitch, also known as Chuck from Part 3. And I just called the cops, and I was going to hide out in this cabin and wait for the cops to show up so I could take off. And then you hear that 8-bit music, which means that 8-bit Jason, and then the fucking door starts being broken down, and I'm like, shit. And I just hear, oh, hello! Hey, motherfucker! Am I interrupting you? And it's like that's coming out of Jason as he comes towards you. And that's
Jason doesn't been telling an 8-year-old, I guess.
It's horrible. It's like, and then definitely, I thought I dreamt it. But I definitely heard twice a fight between the child playing the game and the mother that was trying to get them off the game. And I think one of them was actually Cartman. From you just like, I'm playing the game, Mom. It's great. I love them. God love those kids, man.
I'm not ready to go to bed yet.
Where do you what do you play Friday 13th on? Are you a PS4 guy or are you an Xbox guy?
I play it on the PC.
Oh, okay.
I can take it with me, wherever I go. On set or Starbucks, bathroom. I mean, that made the most sense to me. I do have a PS4. Every time I tell someone I play on the PC, they groan like you just did.
No, I'm just saying because we all have it for PlayStation 4. So you could play
I'm
with
thinking
them.
about getting it. Like my doctor recommended that I not be on the computer as much, so I take breaks. So I'm thinking on the PS4 as well, so I don't take a break from playing it on the PC.
It's the only.
Yeah.
It's really the logical reason.
I mean, that's what he's talking about, right?
So, Damien, I think you're wearing it right now, but Fright Rags just did a series of Strangers shirts, if I'm not mistaken.
You're not mistaken.
How is that as a horror geek? Like, how do you feel being on a fucking t-shirt from Fright Rags?
That's it. I don't really have anything really left to do. I had a bucket list as a child. I had a checklist, that I wanted to reach with a career. And, it wasn't Oscar. It was T-shirt. And then later on, I wrote Fright Rags and action figure. And
action figures.
there are custom action figures, but you know, like I want that mass-produced crap.
Yeah,
You know,
I dig it.
that you can find at Toys R KB toy stores.
Yeah,
There you go.
But you know, I want something like that. I want like a Mexican knockoff.
Yeah.
Legs are the best.
bag
That'd be great.
You know you've
With
met it when everybody knocks it off.
With P action. You know?
feature, man.
Yeah. The Invaders.
I want to show you guys something. I got this from Toys R Us about 5 years ago. And since Toys R Us is closing down and since it's a hot item, I just wanted to show you, while we're talking about 8-bit Jason, I got myself
the
NECA. 8-bit Jason NECA, who comes with his mom's head.
Does it play the music?
It did, and then the batteries fucking died.
Does a 7-year-old's voice come out of it?
Now it does.
It's Jason!
Hey, am I interrupting anything?
You should have told him that you were the man in the mask and you're going to come and get him.
Here comes the party crusher. Yeah, so he could like, that movie sucked, man. Dude, that was the worst fucking movie I've ever seen, bro.
What you should do is when you're playing as Jason and you start to bash the door to say, is Tamara home? Or Tamara home?
No, but well, I mean, I'll admit, I don't think highly of myself. There's a lot of times there where I'll be playing as Jason and like I just can't, like I'm the worst, and like I can't kill the motherfucker because he keeps knocking me away or like hit me with a pipe or something, and I do just like stop, and I'm like man in the mask, right? You little fucking piece of shit, trash talking me. Like, you fucking knew who you were dealing with. Like, I can't kill any of you in this game, but in a movie, probably not kill you because I didn't do great in that either. But yeah, that's frustrating. It's frustrating. I played once. All the counselors survived. It was the feel-good story of the year.
Do you ever play part 2, Jason, and pretend that it's strangers?
No.
Maybe.
No.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Is that Stranger's Fright Rag shirt still available?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I mean,
all 3 designs are, yes.
Oh, it's not one of the limited time ones.
And
no,
socks.
There's socks. Yeah, there's socks and pins, I believe, too.
And
Yes.
pins.
Yep.
It's a full collection. This is one of the more simpler ones here.
I like the blue one the best with the axe.
Yeah.
God damn it.
My lady.
Great design, and you can cut diamonds with those.
He's blasting nips, guys.
Blasting the lips.
Justin Osborne did a really, really cool design. You can get a T version of that or just a regular black tee. Mutilator. Whatever.
So you've been playing Friday the 13th on PC. Have you been one of those who have illegally downloaded the Uber Jason skin? Because I know it's a mod for the PC, and people have been getting away with it, and they made him like 20 feet tall.
No.
No.
No, I don't do anything illegal. I did beat the virtual cabin though. So
Okay.
I
guess
still need to do that.
I promised an Uber skin, but I don't have it yet. No, I mean I'm not into. I don't want to play as Uber Jason. I want to play as Part 3, like boiled pig monster Jason.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's actually my preferred Jason's Part 3. So I'm going to chase after counselors and not kill them. I want to do it as Part 3 Jason.
You've got, speaking of Jason, you got a cool little Part 2 bag head. Why don't you show that off real quick?
Then I have to get up. It's all the way over there.
Oh yeah.
All right, you guys talk, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to check this out, Ray. You weren't on when he showed this to us earlier.
This is really fucking cool.
I can't wait to see it. I'm excited.
Oh, were you out of the room too, Brian?
I'm back. This isn't it. This is just my little plushie.
Oh,
Yeah, this guy Noah Rivers. He made this bust here. Jason Mother is talking.
Wow, look at that.
Now, the person that made this, a senior in high school.
Nice.
What?
He is. He wants to be. He wants to get into effects.
Hell yeah.
I mean, he could be like the next fucking Dick Smith.
Yeah, the fuck, man.
Rick
That's
Baker.
He'll be doing your makeup on Strangers 3. Holy shit.
Absolutely.
That's incredible.
Right.
With Liv
Yeah,
Tyler.
he's awesome. He followed me on Instagram, and whenever someone follows me there, I try to, check and see if they're a human being, and then follow them back. And I just looked at his page. I was like, "Holy shit!" And I messaged him. I was like, "Give me that." He made it for me, and it's amazing. And it's going to go on picnics with me, and on hikes. And, just like normal relationship stuff.
He's like your creepy peepee guy.
Yeah.
Reminds me when I was a kid, I used to carry around a Pikachu with me, but I guess it's the same thing.
Yeah. This was, and his mask comes off.
So I guess when I was a kid, I used to carry around my 2-tape set of Hellraiser 1 and 2. I used to carry it around with me like it was a toy.
That's very odd.
That was a weird kid. I think
someone's got a VCR here.
Well, I was hoping to run into James Woods somewhere so I could just kind of pop it into his chest, What happened?
Long live the flesh. Long live Mike Lombardo. Give me your chest.
That was a Jaws reference for anyone out there that's not familiar.
Are you sure? I thought that was Piranha 3D.
Double D, actually. Oh, there's Jared.
Double D.
You know what? Off topic. Double D was
better. Film.
Off topic?
Yeah.
What is the topic?
Double D was better than 3D, in my opinion.
Oh, fuck you, Brian. I officially resigned.
You wash your mouth out with soap right now.
I'm sorry.
I couldn't get through Double D. That was a horrible pile of shit.
Oh, Double D was hilarious. David Hasselhoff was the man. Did you guys watch that David Hasselhoff video of him singing "This Is the Moment" from Jekyll and Hyde?
Is that
Crickets?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Well, I sent Mike on an assignment the second time he was hosting the Horror Syndicate Live with us. I told him to go watch David Hasselhoff's "This Is the Moment." Because he did a whole Broadway show where he was Jekyll and Hyde in Jekyll and Hyde the musical, and it's atrocious, and it's the most hilarious fucked up thing you'll ever watch ever in your life. And it plays very well if you're playing him singing the song "This Is the Moment" alongside with him eating the cheeseburger drunk on the floor. It partners up amazing. But no, Piranha 3 Double D was, I don't know, I thought it was better in the 3D. Even though 3D was cool, but they brought back Ving Rhames to reassure you that his character was not dead. Who'd they kill?
Just like Liv.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's like a Liv Tyler. We could put the two of them together and create a Strangers Piranha crossover.
Yeah, Liv Tyler can be the piranha because she died and got reincarnated as a piranha.
Strangers don't swim at night. Perfect.
The Strangers, 3 Double D.
Well, because we know that
piranhas.
Well, the man in the mask is aquatic, so he can take you out if you're underwater.
True.
Fucking. I think that's a great idea. Absolutely.
Someone is live tweeting some movie I did on Twitter. They keep like tagging me in it.
Oh, we have a question in the audience here, Brian. Robert. Yeah, can you see that?
I have a question from Robert Scott Bean. I have a question. Could be a spoiler. Uh-oh. Spoiler alert. So those who are watching have not seen Strangers Pray at Night. Cover your eyes. Why have one of the killers in Pray at Night... No, your eyes. Why have one of the killers in Pray at Night say, "Why not?" versus "Because you were home"?
Why not?
I don't know. Why have one of the killers in Prey at Night say why not?
I don't know. It was in the script. I don't even know who wrote it.
Liv Tyler wrote it.
It could have been Bertino. It could have been Ben Katai. As opposed to what? What should they have said?
Because you were home.
Wasn't that the line from the first one? Because
yeah, it's the line from the first movie.
But they're not home.
That's true. They're
I
not.
thought they said like because you answered. Or
That's
something.
true. Well, Damien, you could have said because you're on vacation. That could have been. That could have
Oh,
been.
they weren't really on vacation either. Because your daughter is an asshole and she needs to be shipped off to boarding school. That doesn't have the same
ring to it.
Robert, this is 2 for you, Robert. Listen, Morgan, your friend. This is twice. He said Liv was dead, and now he's questioning the brilliant writing of whoever wrote that line of dialogue.
Damien,
I think anything you don't like about the movie is probably Brian Bertino's idea. So check it up with him. I've never met him.
didn't you have a line originally in the film, Damien? A scene that was cut?
Not originally, but there was some hijinks and shenanigans going on in one scene where, to make it easier for one of the other actors, I was given a line of dialogue, and I didn't want to say it because I did wind up saying it a couple of times, but but please, I do not want to hear that coming out of that sack. And it's not even in it. That line isn't in the thing at all. Anyway, the whole sequence was cut.
The line was, "Am I interrupting anything?" Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Here's Jason. The line was, "Sometimes I sin."
Ah, I thought it was, "No, Daddy, please don't taste my delicious lips."
It was because you were home. Because you were in this place here, and we drove by, we saw you, and that's why. Bada bing, boom, bada boom, bada boom.
So, Jamie, can you talk a little bit about the weapons?
You threw out my fucking Chinese food. That's why. Fucking made of money.
The line should have been, "Here's one Pop-Tart."
Yeah. Jamie, can you talk about the weapons that you had? The axe, did you have a real one, or are they rubber, or what do they have a couple of them, I guess?
That's another good question, Michael. Thanks for asking. I had 3 axes. One was real for dragging and holding and dragging. And the other one was hard rubber, and that was the one I used at the pool. And whatever other scene I swung it at people. And then I had a hollow plastic one, which weighed like an ounce, which I never actually did use. So there you go. There. And I actually I have the rubber one.
You still have?
It's lit. What?
You said you have the rubber one?
Yeah.
Do you have any of the masks?
No.
No.
That's the most popular question I get is, did they let you keep any of the masks? I mean, they kept them in the event of reshoots or pickups. We did do. So, and then I just never really...
Strangers?
You need to hit her up and get a mask.
Yeah, for all the conventions I'm going to be doing.
No, I'm serious. I'll try to get you into the New Jersey Horicon in Atlantic City.
I'll do it.
You said that the other 2 actors that you worked with, they would be interested as well.
Yeah. We're not looking to siphon a whole lot of money out of fans, but as long as we're not bleeding money to go to these things.
Yeah. No, don't worry about taking money from fans. I mean, fans are coming to see you, and it's a job at the end of the day when you look at it.
Well, they already paid to see the movie. Well, most of them probably pirated it. So.
Well, that's what you do when you have them in line. When they come up to you,
clips on YouTube.
When they come up to you and they ask you for an autograph, you ask them, "Did you see the movie, or did you pay to get a ticket, or did you pirate it?" If they say pirate it, yeah. Where's your ticket stub?
Let's go.
Tits or no deal.
Better run out into the parking lot and see if you can find one on the floor.
Yeah, and punch them in the mouth. But no, I mean, I think it'd be really cool to get you guys there and have you all wear the mask. I don't know if you'll be able to make your own by that time, because I know that they won't be able to give you the mask that you worked with.
Damien, can I get an autograph now? I've got my ticket stub here.
That's the Strangers first movie.
I just pulled that one out of the
I wasn't in that fucking movie, man.
No autograph.
You're talking about the other guy.
So if you do a convention, just kill a cosplayer and then do the thing that the guy from Breaking Bad did. He cosplayed as himself and no one knew it was him.
I got some guys who can make me some pretty sweet masks. Or I could ask the Fizz facility if they'll just send me one of the 20 fucking masks I wore in the movie. Many of them are not intact.
Did they do a thing like when the president signs a bill, they take the pens like halfway through and they sell them for charity? Did they do that with the masks? Like every time you put one on, they pulled it off, you signed it, and then they shipped it off to somewhere?
I think so. I think that sounds like what was going on. Yes.
Up and coming actor Damien Maffei wore this mask. We better sell it for a lot of money.
How hard could it be to make them? You just go down to Michael's, get like a canvas tote bag, cut off the straps. You're the man in the mask.
You totally can do it. I mean, I don't see why not. Hop on it. The Strangers has been getting a lot of notoriety since it came out, so this is a perfect time to just take it all in, man.
I'm waiting for all these conventions to be like, man, if you don't come to this convention, we can't have the convention.
Exactly.
Steve Dash.
Chuck Carpenter wants to do it, but like we need you.
Steve Dash takes burlap sacks to conventions with him, cuts the eye holes while you're there, and then signs it. So,
oh really?
Right?
25 cents at Home Depot. That's where he gets them from. He told me.
I know my predecessor also sells masks whenever he does a convention. So yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing.
We just refer to him as the boy in the mask because let's be honest, between the two performances, Damien, I think we know who's coming out on top.
Is it me? It's me.
Yeah.
Is it me?
Spoiler, it's you. So what if you cosplayed as yourself at a convention and someone started to berate you and said that you're doing a bad job at playing that character? Would you take the real?
I would pull the mask off, and I'd be like, and they'd be like, "Who the fuck are you?" I'm like, "No, I want it. It's me." And I'm like, "Oh, so you're the guy that was hiding." Yeah. I mean, people have suggested I just show up at the conventions in the gear and not take it off, and they'll be like, "It's really cool. Like you just be walking amongst the people." But I mean, it's not like I'm, an Avenger, but I'm walking around in a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Like I was in the fucking movie, completely covered. Now I'm doing it again. If someone does find out, they're gonna think I'm a big old loser.
I'm just a cosplayer like the other guys.
Yeah, that's it.
So
like
I want to get one more question in from Facebook land before we get to the final countdown of this episode. This is from Joe Ridgely. He wants to know what the most difficult and uncomfortable thing you've done on film was.
White Doomsday.
Any movie?
Any movie. Even go to Nikos. where you.
That was a dream. That was a dream job. I mean, I didn't get paid, so it was like a dream volunteer thing.
You could go to Nico's, where you. Oh, why am I repeating?
That was a dream.
Echo.
I did a movie called Seven Couches.
Okay.
Romantic comedy.
About casting, couch casting.
No, there's a guy who gets kicked out of his apartment and he has to survive. He just kind of kicks around on the couches of friends. And,
that's with Macon in it, right?
Macon Blair, and actually Jeremy Saulnier was he ran like the second unit camera there.
The Murder Party, Blue Room and Green Room guys.
Nice.
Yeah. And we shot in this one apartment. This is J.T. Petty. You know, if you know, I'm the director of The Burrowers and Mimic 3.
Oh, The Burrowers is a great.
Sulfur Digging.
I love Mimic.
That's it. The Burrowers, right, with Clancy Brown.
The Western about the things underground.
So that director, we shot in his apartment, and I had to masturbate in his shower.
But on film, what was the hardest thing you had to do?
I'm too tired to. Like, it was too much there because I was like going to be like, oh yeah, well, but then you said hard again, and I was like, so anyway, stop. Grow up.
So I want to go around the room. I want to ask any final questions from here from the members of the of THS Lives. Any more questions they have to ask Damien before we wrap up the show?
Morgan, you got one. You got a burning question, it looks like.
I'm trying to think. Okay. I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this question, but like, okay, in the movie, there's a couple of scenes where like there's music playing where I'm assuming, well, yeah, the characters can like hear the music. So like that wasn't actually playing when you were filming, right?
No, there was never music.
I figured. Yeah.
Johannes would like in the van, he would say, you know, we're gonna have some 80s love ballad there. In this van, you know, because I had to play with the radio a specific amount of times, so I knew it was gonna be like a rap song and then like country, and then it was always gonna be a baseball game that I paused on, which I think is kind of cool that he sits there and listens to this baseball game for a couple of seconds.
Hell yeah.
But there was never any sound. Actually, the radio didn't even work because they crashed that van into the trailer, and you know they kind of like blew the engine and everything out. So there was no power when we were in it. No song at the pool, just silence.
So he kind of prompted you to and gave you an idea of what was going on, music-wise.
Yeah. I don't think at the pool, if I knew there was going to be any music there. I don't know, man. They just put that thing on my head and sent me out there. He was, he's crazy, because he would be like, and I want fucking music coming out of the truck every fucking time you see it, and I'm remaking Christine, and it's like, all right, all sounds great, just do it. So, it's along for the ride.
Nice.
All right, anyone else?
I don't have any questions, but I'm looking forward to seeing the fucking movie, though.
I got one final question for you, Damien. Is there, if you could go back and change anything in the movie, like as far as the things that your character does, is there like a particular kill or something that you would like to do that would have, if you could have added it to the movie? Is there like a dream kill since you got to like fulfill a childhood fantasy of being like a slasher killer? Is there like one thing you always wanted to do?
Yes. I feel like I'm going to find a way to do it, though, in some movie. So am I spoiling it? I've always wanted to, like, not supernatural, be like a dude, but like be in a really like fucking, like really badass fight and break someone's arm, have the bone protruding out, and then use that bone to stab him in the eye with it. You know, like they're like, oh, and they're like that hurts, and they're like, you know, like that moment there where they're in shock, like my arm, you take it and then you send it right through their fucking head. It's nice. So I don't want to see that in a movie until I'm doing it. I think the father should do in the Doomsday.
Yeah, the spinoff. Yeah,
I think there's a place for that.
I'll start writing that. I'm writing that in right now.
Just write the movie around that moment.
We find out that Damien, that you were actually a professional wrestler before the apocalypse. So,
and also right in a scene where I urinate, like right near someone's face.
Well, in before the apocalypse.
Oh yeah.
Please.
What were you saying, Rick?
I said maybe before the apocalypse we went to the Kumite.
Nice. Bloodsport.
And so, okay, one actual last question, David. Who is your favorite slasher villain of all time? Like, which particular movie do you think is the best slasher killer, aside from The Strangers, Man in the Mask, Part 2?
Who do I think is the best slasher?
Yeah.
He's my favorite because he's got some depth to him. He's a tragic figure.
Are you talking particularly specifically Part 2, Jason?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I'm talking about Jason because he kind of evolves there, but I'm talking about Part 2, Jason, because he's obviously bullied as a kid, and then he's simple, he's mentally delayed or whatever they call it now. He fucking drowns due to lack of supervision, and then doesn't drown, and then he's being raised by a mother who's obviously, her elevator isn't going to the top floor, and
Not at all.
and then he sees her beheaded. I mean, this guy's lost, he's confused, and then he sees these other counselors, and he's just like, they shouldn't be here. I think he's got all that going on in that sack there, and he's also very dangerous. And he stands on a chair at the end of the movie and tries to hide. Like, he thinks he's hiding.
It's adorable.
That's adorable. That's adorable. So it's so great. And he's just so confused, but he needs to. He's just doing what he thinks he should be doing, and I love him for it. I do. I love him for it.
So it's like
and then in the next movie, he turns into the boiled pig monster, and I like that. I like him through Part 4, and then Roy.
Okay. So do you feel like a solidarity in the sack because of what he went through as well?
I feel like we're men of the sackcloth, so we do have kind of a brotherhood thing going. Count the dreaded sundown, even that fucking douche from Nightbreed. Yeah, we'll always have that bond. And whoever else has sack on, I can't remember. Seems to be like a popular thing. There are some other show. Yeah, come up with all the people who've sacked off, and then you should do a versus thing.
The brackets for the people in the sack.
I don't want to see the results though. It's bullshit, whatever the result is, unless it's me.
What if it's Part 2, though? What if it's Part 2, Jason?
Well, I mean, if people are voting for him for the right reason, I'm fine with that. For the right reason, though. He's not evil. He shouldn't go to hell. He's not evil. He drowned. It's okay.
It's okay.
All
It's
right.
okay, Jason.
All right. Anyway, any other questions from any of the members from the Horror Syndicate before we wrap this up?
I guess I'll say something. I already talked to you, Damien, before over the phone, but now it's a little different since I can see you. You see me. I still think
Better or worse?
it's better, I guess. I still think that your mask should have come off after the fucking pool fight. I really think that you would have looked super fucking intimidating without it on. Because again, like what Mike was saying, you know, you guys aren't fucking supernatural or deformed because they took the other girl's mask off.
Just look at it.
Yeah. Anyway, well, they took the other girl's mask off, and she was just a normal chick. So I feel like,
Yeah.
you would have been super intimidating. I think you would have been really fucking scary and unnerving if you had the mask.
Well, you know, they knew that I was going to survive at the end of the movie, which I do, and they'll want to recast the part in the sequel because I'm all like, you know, where's that cheddar? So they're just like, put someone else in there. So they don't want to show my face. I joke about that, but that's probably something to do.
It's smart of them, I guess.
The streets are just gonna be littered with men in the mask.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, yeah, I agree.
Once they get you in the sack, they throw you away. That's just
not having to, you know, showing up to that set, and it didn't matter what I looked like or how tired I was or what my hair looked like, and I didn't have to go and sit in hair and makeup. That was pretty great. No ER, it's fucking fantastic. So I don't mind. And I'd like to say that if anyone has wants to finance a remake or reboot of The Mutilator, I would like to get in on the ground floor of that.
Fuck yeah.
And I think we can track down the guy who has the rights, so contact me, and let's get this going.
Second best fish hole into the vagina kill of all time.
That's right.
That's right.
First one being from season 3, episode 5 of Matlock.
Mm-hmm. I would also throw Cool Runnings into the mix there. That's another.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, that was really hardcore. I didn't think John Candy had it in him.
So Damien, the final question would be from me. Any words of wisdom for actors of both male and female sexes who are trying to get into the horror genre? What should they do? And you know,
get a job. Stay away. Stay in school. Definitely stay in school. I quit for The Strangers. I was done. Best. So I don't know. I think any actor, any genre, you know, just do the work. Don't be a dick. Treat other people with respect. I was offered the part in Strangers from a movie I did 10 years ago. I did a movie called Close for the Season. And John Wagner was a producer. It's like first producing job. And, you know, John's, you know, he's a great guy. We kind of just hit it off there. We got along and then stayed in touch. And about 5 years after that, he cast me as the lead in a short film he was directing. You know, which is really, really cool short film, Wildfires. And then, you know, he's always had me in mind there because regardless of what the part is, if I have a bag on my head or I'm just playing guy, you know, I put everything I can into it if I'm going to do something. And, you know, I do the work there and I show up and I just want to keep making the movie, you know, and just be a part of it. Like treat others like human beings. And I think that you do that and you have some kind of talent, people are going to want to work with you again.
That's right.
You know, just keep doing the work. I have to believe that eventually you're not an asshole. It'll pay off. And if you are an asshole, it'll probably pay off even more.
Do that now say that last part again in a 12-year-old voice.
Jason voice.
Hello, asshole! Here comes your payoff!
All right. Well,
when they do the Jason music themselves in their little 7-year-old voices.
Warms your heart. I'm kidding.
Chills my heart.
I just need a compilation of you fucking doing those fucking weird voices over Jason killing and smashing.
I think I should be one of the, like, there's these guys with the YouTube things where they film their face playing video games and they make like $30 million a year. I think that I with the camera in my face, experiencing these children, I think would be pretty entertaining because it's never the same. It's always awful and harrowing, and I feel like people should witness it. So maybe I'll do that.
The other side of the tape.
Yeah.
All right. So let's wrap this up. My name is Brian Enright. You can follow me here on Facebook at Brian Enright or Twitter and Instagram at The Horror Jew. Jared Letourneau, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Facebook at Jared Letourneau or on the Twatverse at zombie_survivor. Thanks, Damien, for joining us tonight. It was a fun talk.
You got it. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much, Jared. Up next, we have Morgan. Morgan, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Morgan_Jewel_S.
All right. Thank you very much, Morgan. Mike and Lex, where can we find y'all?
Eating.
Eating. You can find me at www.realsplatter.com. That's real with 2 E's. We've got some updated screenings for White Doomsday, so check that out if you want to see more of Damien. And you can find me on facebook.com/realsplatter. Lex, is there any way they can find you?
I'm pretty sure I'm friends with most of you guys on Facebook, but if you're not, Lex Quinn is...
But you're talking to millions of people watching. Where can they find you?
Where? Online or in real life?
Where there's food.
Yeah.
Where there's food.
You can find Lex in my kitchen.
All right. Thank you very much. President and Fjord Razor, where can we find you?
Not on the podcast tonight, apparently. Normally, with my foot up because I broke my toe. Thinking about yesteryear.
Gotta eat some Pop-Tarts.
No, I don't like Pop-Tarts.
Oh, dude, you're killing me.
My kids eat Pop-Tarts, and I find them everywhere. So,
okay, right. I can see that being a pain in the ass.
It's a pain in the ass, and that's
he finds pieces everywhere.
No, seriously, literally. I'll start screenshotting them and sending them to you guys. Here's another Pop-Tart.
I can do the same thing with her.
And then it's not just that; it's those goddamn those foil wrappers they come in. It's like I find those in the bathroom. I find them in the middle of the couch. It's like fucking Pop-Tart Palooza in this house. But you can find me at Razor33 _33 on Twitter, where I'm gonna start posting Pop-Tart pics. Hashtag Pop-Tart pics.
Pop-Tart pics.
Yeah, and maybe I'll be on next episode since I wasn't really on this one.
We're looking forward to it.
Nah.
All right, thank you very much.
I am.
And of course, our special guest actor Damien Maffei. Where can we find you, my friend? Feel free to just exploit yourself right now.
All right, you can find me and the Jasons at Damien Maffei, and you can go online and figure out how to spell that. Twitter at Damien Maffei, and on the Instagram, Damien Maffei. Facebook, Damien Maffei, and I'll let you in. I'll follow you back probably, and you can send me messages like, "I'm 10 years old. Are you?"
All right.
Do you play Friday the 13th?
Thank you very much, Damien Maffei. I think I finally got that right now. It only took me all night.
Fix it in post.
You're right. Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. Yes. Everyone have a safe, great night, and good night.
Good night.